Hello guys and welcome back. Today I'm here with my model Layla and together we are going to show you how to achieve luminous finish on oily skin type. I see a lot of people struggling creating glowing, long-lasting looks on oilier skin types, and everything is really down to the incorrect product choices. So today I have packed this tutorial with many different useful tips that you can implement in your makeup routine. I understand that we are all different and some skin types are oilier than others, but I hope that after watching this tutorial, you will have a better understanding of what type of products you may use and how to place the product right so you don't end up like a glowing mess halfway through the day. So for me, everything starts with the right skin prep. When working with oily skin, I deliberately choose products that target the oil control. First, I need to get rid of any impurities that may have been left from the travels to my studio. So for that, I'm using micellar water from Bioderma. Next, we need to apply serum. Oily skin often goes hand in hand with larger pores, and if this is the case, then I have a great product for you. I love to use this Estee Lauder's Idealist Pore Minimizing Skin Refinisher, which not only smooths the skin surface, but also minimizes the appearance of the pores. Next, we need to moisturize under the eye area, and today I'm using Fenty Flash Nap. It is a very lightweight and fast absorbing cream that doesn't leave a greasy residue. This is why I love this product so much. One thing I want to mention, guys, that quite often I hear misconception that oily skin does not need to be moisturized. This is not true. Just because oily skin produces more oils doesn't mean it does not need to be hydrated. It is also very possible that if you don't hydrate oily skin, it will produce more oils as it will try to compensate for the dehydration. So it is really important to keep moisturizing oily skin, but it's important to choose the right products. Now again, if your skin is extremely oily, you can skip the serum stage and use moisturizers that are light and hydrating. I love gel formulas for oily skin, and this is why I chose this Clinique Moisture Surge Auto Replenishing Hydrator, as I feel like it absorbs in the skin quickly. It is also oil and alcohol free. So this is pretty much it for the skin for now. I'm going to move on to the eyes. Layla has gorgeous hazel eyes, and hazel is a combination of brown, green, and gold. Hazel eyes generally can look different in a different lighting scenarios and also with the different eyeshadow colors. So today I want to pull the green shade out of Layla's hazel eyes. And if you guys know the color theory, then contrasty colors pull each other out. So if I want to pull the green out, I need to use makeup, eyeshadows, or pencils that have red in it. And I have a few gorgeous shades in here that will help me to achieve that. First, I was using Charlotte Tilbury's Walk of No Shame liner for the eyes, which is kind of deep reddish aubergine shade. And this on a contrast with green will be a fantastic color selection. With this pencil, I have created a 3/4 liner, which I then smudged with a bullet brush for the softer finish. And inside the waterline, I don't want to be using red color because sometimes it may kind of feel that the eye is sore. So inside the waterline, instead of the reddish, I chose the brown from the brand Limbos in the shade Cinnamon. Cinnamon is deep bronzy warm brown, and this color will complement the golden hues in the hazel eyes. Once we isolated the waterline with the brown shade, then in the lower lash line, I can keep adding the aubergine shade. And now I am switching to the powder product. So my goal here is to set the pencils with the powders. So I'm using the Mulberry shade from Anastasia Beverly Hills Soft Glam palette to set the Walk of No Shame pencil. And to define the lash line a little bit further, I am using this Lisa Eldridge's black eyeshadow from the palette Myth. But this black eyeshadow also contains a little bit of the purple hue in it. And we guys know purple is contrasting yellow, And yellow also is inside the hazel eyes, which is a little bit more golden. So by adding this color, we're also pulling a little bit more of a golden shade out of the hazel eyes. So you can see that all of the color choice is deliberate for the eye shade. Okay, coming back to the glow on oily skin. So my next eyeshadow application will be deliberate for this part of the video. Oily skin, being oily, will end up glowing by the end of the day anyway. So our task here is to control the oil for as long as possible in order to create the glowing illusion, to only inject the glow in the most protruding parts of the face. So this is why I am playing with glowing eyeshadows and I'm using powdery textures in order to prolongate this finish on the skin. And if you have oily eyelids, then I would strongly advise you to use the eye primer. The one I can recommend is from NARS. I really like how the eyeshadow adheres to it and how well it stays on the eyes. If you are very oily, perhaps do not use the glowing eyeshadows all over the eyelid like I did in this video, but rather concentrate that glow on the brow bone underneath your eyebrow. This is how you can visually cheat the eye into thinking that you have glowing skin, when in fact you only applied a little bit of the glow underneath the brow bone, and this is not typically the area that tends to produce a lot of oil, so you're a little bit more safe there. All right, now we can move on to the skin. By the way, guys, did you notice I have recorded the product shots separately as you requested? Let me know in the comments how you received this edit. And I also tried to pack this video with as many close-ups as I physically could. So I hope you're noticing the difference, and I hope you're noticing that I'm listening to your requests. Okay, guys, back to the skin. So this is one of my go-to foundations when working with clients with oily skin. This one is Estee Lauder's Double Wear. It's a self-setting foundation which sets really quickly, so you also need to work really quickly. But I love how well it lasts on oily skin, and throughout the day the oils break the foundation down a little bit and the skin looks more glowing, but not super, like greasy, oily. This is why I love this foundation so much. And usually when working with it, I also love to pair it up with the Double Wear concealer, as I feel like these two formulas agree with each other really well. By the way, if you're watching this video, I believe you do suffer from oily skin. So I want to know, which foundations do you swear by? Which foundations control the oil throughout the day and look fantastic on you? So please pause this video and leave a comment underneath letting me know which foundation do you love for your oily skin. Right, so next we need to bring the definition back into the skin, and for this I'm using Charlotte Tilbury's Hollywood Contour Wand, which is one of my favorite products, and I love to pair it up with the Double Wear foundation, as I find that it doesn't lift off the foundation of the skin, because Double Wear can be a little tricky. Once it sets, if you apply any greasy products on top of it, it may break down the foundation and open up not in the very nice way. But this contouring wand formula and the formula of the blusher that I'm using, they work really well with the Double Wear. Now on to the key product for this look, which I feel like is misused very often. This is Hollywood Flawless Filter, which technically designed to be applied underneath the foundation, or as I know, a lot of people use it instead of the foundation, which works magic for normal and dry skin types. But if you're oily, this is a big no-no, and there is a trick. Instead of using it all over the face, apply it with the back of your beauty blender only on the highest points of the cheek. This you are creating an illusion of the glowing face, but the rest of the face we're going to keep matte. And for the powder today, I'm going to use 2 shades of Huda Beauty Easy Bake powders. All over the face is going to be the Banana Bread, which is a little bit on the warmer shade. And underneath the eyes, I will be using the Peachy Pie, which has a slight peachy shade to it and will brighten this area a little bit more. Now, if you are the baking person, I mean, you can bake, but I feel like double wear concealer and foundations are not the right formulations for a long bake. So for this reason, I'm only lightly dusting the powder all over the face. But if you are using different foundation and you know the baking works well, then of course for oily skin, baking is also a fantastic option. Just remember to keep these higher points of the cheeks and perhaps underneath the brow bone a little bit more on the glowy side, and like this you're going to cheat the eye into thinking that the skin is glowing. Next, I am duplicating all of the cream contours with the powder contours from the Nude Gasm palette, also from Charlotte Tilbury, and lightly dusting to intensify the color and to set foundation further in place. Next, I'm going to show you another few places where you can manually highlight and put more glowing products to treat the eye into thinking that you're glowing all over. Now I'm going to use this Dior highlighting palette and only concentrate the glow on the highest points of the cheeks. If you are not oily in these areas, go ahead. It can be the tip of the nose, the middle of the nose bridge, a cupid's bow, and also above the brow bone. Again, take my advice and also tailor it for your skin type and where you get oily. If you get oily in these areas, perhaps avoid them and you're better off powdering them. But again, I just want to show you as many options as possible that you can take away with you and test them out at home and see what works specifically for you and your oily skin. And if you have any other tips that work magic for you, share your comments below. Let's make this channel as useful as possible and help each other out to progress with our makeup routines. For the lips, I chose this inexpensive liner from the brand Peaches in Cream in the shade Borderline, which is a soft nude shade, one of my favorite shades. And you can see I almost used the whole pencil. So I'm slightly overlining the lips, and in the middle, I'm going to use one of my favorite lipsticks for the bridal work. It's called Wedding Bells and is also from Charlotte Tilbury. And today I am going to keep the lips semi-matte on a contrast of the rest of the face that is glowing. But if you want to create a slight illusion of fuller and glossier lip without smothering it in the lip gloss, just with a finger in the middle of the pout, dab a little bit of the lip gloss and that will do the trick. Now we need to set the makeup in place, but we need to do it smart. So in the middle of the face, I'm using matte finish spray from NYX. You can use any other matte finishing spray. And on the sides of the face, we are going to use glowing setting spray. The one I'm using right now is from Anastasia Beverly Hills, which is Dewy Set. You probably will benefit from it only if you're not too oily. Somebody with very oily skin perhaps will want to avoid using dewy setting sprays at all. But if you are only oily in the middle part of the face, then this will also do the trick and it will create the vision of the glowing face on the sides, keeping the middle of the face matte. And to continue that visual illusion of the glow, I am putting some Patrick Ta all over Bum in the shade She Is Glossy. Again, only do that if you do not suffer from oiliness around the chest area. Otherwise, avoid using specific glowing products around there and just use your usual moisturizer. Alright guys, so this is our final look. It turned out quite glossy, but again, deliberately, so I can cover as many steps and as many possibilities for you guys so you can take away home with you and hopefully create the glowing look on your oily skin that will last well and will not become a shiny greasy ball in the space of 10 minutes. On another note, I want to thank all of you who has watched my last video. If you haven't seen it yet, then I will pop it up above and also in the description box below so you can have a look. But Your engagement have boosted my video, and we have whooping almost 9,000 views on it, and it is all because you guys have been fantastic and you have actually spent a minute to leave a comment and like my video underneath. Guys, let's keep up the good spirit, and I will be super grateful if you could leave your comment underneath. And today I want to know, where are you guys watching me from? So leave a country where you are from or where you're watching me from in the comment below, so I get to know you better. Okay, that's it from me for today. Thank you for tuning in, and I see you in 2 weeks time.